Hey guys, Gummerx here. Yes, it is my giant bear. So today we're going to talk about the more subtle details of chapter 934 here. So we're going to talk a little bit about Snatch and what this could possibly mean. We're going to talk about how Kid might have escaped the Udon prison. We're going to talk about the lurking legend a little bit, the fight between Queen and Luffy potentially, Big Mom showing up, this hidden prisoner that's buried in there, and also the Poneglyph and those Kokishi dolls that were supposedly buried with the Poneglyph and what those could possibly mean. So sit back, you guys, let's get into it. So at the start of the chapter here, we do have the Big Mom pirates, and they're all still doing fine. They're talking about how they're lucky to be alive, and they're lucky that Big Mom is alive. They know this because Parasparrow does have a Beaver card for Big Mom here. Parasparrow is also saying, oh, if Big Mom was dead, I would be the next Yonko. I would take over the Big Mom pirates. And everyone's like, shut up. Katakuri would be taking over that role. That wouldn't be you. And then Smoothie gets pissed, and she's like, stop talking like Big Mom's dead. And then it pans out here. Next, we jump into Amigasa Village again, and we're getting Hitetsu a little bit. And Hitetsu is talking to Otama, and they're talking about their plan and their trek to go with Big Mom to Udon, and they're going with Chopper right now. So Hitetsu's like, hey, get back here, Otama. You cannot go. Like, I need to protect you. And she's like, oh, no, don't worry. I'm a Kunoichi, which is a female ninja. So they're on their way to Udon, and then it pans actually over to Big Mom riding a croco shark, you guys. And this is the most troll face that Oda has done. So Big Mom's riding this croco shark, and she's talking about how it's such a well-behaved child, and Chopper's like, no, it's not. You're scary. Like, you beat it up. That's why it's well-behaved. And then Chopper makes this comment about Napoleon, and he says, that hat hasn't said a word this whole time. Did he lose his memories too? Big Mom completely ignores it, and then she starts talking about food at Udon, and she's getting all close to Chopper, looking at him like he's food. It's hilarious, you guys. So thank you, Okiku. We finally get a map of the Wano country, and as we're looking at Wano Kuni here, we see that it is actually an area with 6 regions, and they are broken up by different rivers here, and then Onigashima is actually separated off a little bit from all 6 of these other regions. So they're riding this croco shark, and Momo's on the back, and he's whacking the top of the croco shark's head. He's training his swordsmanship like we've been seeing him do the entire Wano arc here. He's just building up for this final battle he really wants to be a part of. But what's important here is he yells, Snatch, and really hits the croco shark on the head. And as the croco shark's glaring back at him, Okiku actually says, wait, Momo, where did you say it? Like, where did you learn to say that? Like, where did you get this word from? And Momo's all confused, and he's like, why does that matter? Zoro taught me that, and he said it's a way to strengthen your heart when your courage falters. And Okiku's kind of thrown off by this, and she says, Momo, someone of your status is not supposed to be saying this. It is not okay for you to say this. And she's telling him that it's actually an old Kiri dialect, and saying Snatch is actually not okay. And I think what they're getting at here is there used to be this ancient samurai clan, and I believe that some tyrant came and took over this clan and basically made it voodoo to be able to say any of these words or talk or act in the way that these old samurai used to talk. And we're kind of seeing that same thing that Orochi is now doing with Odin and Odin's history. Like, it's forbidden to talk about Odin and all of that, and you're supposed to praise Orochi. So I think there's kind of like this tyrant mindset, and it's kind of become voodoo to say Snatch, and it's linked to these old samurai. So now another really cool part linked to this whole Snatch idea is the fact that Zoro is tied to it. And what it kind of means is that at least Koshiro, Zoro's old trainer back when he was growing up, is linked to the land of Wano. And a lot of people are also thinking that Zoro might have ties to Wano. I don't think that this can confirm that yet, but I think his ties indirectly a little bit to Wano here are that Koshiro, his trainer, was absolutely from Wano. So we see Koshiro looking all samurai-like, and now we're getting this reference here. And I think it kind of means that Kuina and Koshiro are definitely from there. And another interesting fact here, or interesting idea to look at, is the fact that Hitetsu has been waiting in Amigasa Village for someone. And maybe he's actually waiting for Koshiro or anyone else from this ancient samurai tribe. It'd be pretty interesting to see here. What do you guys think? So next it pans to Ringo, which is the Northern Cemetery, and it is outside the Flower Capital, and we're talking about the crew who just escaped from the Flower Capital. Yes, you guys, they all escaped. Of course, Komurasaki did not, and that's what they're talking a little bit about here. They're talking about how could Kiroshiro actually do that to Komurasaki? How could he cut Komurasaki down? And Kanjuro's actually there, and he's explaining that there was this person in charge of the Yakuza a long time ago, and who that was actually Hirogiro the Flower. And then Kiroshiro took over his position. So that is the title of this chapter. We're going to see a little bit from him here later on in this chapter as well, and we get to find out who this is. Next, we finally get to hear Robin show off, you guys. It's been so long, and she's like, oh, I'm a little disappointed in what I was able to extract on my secret mission during my time in the Flower Capital. I was only able to extract this, and then she starts to list off all the things that she found out while she was there, and it's this massive list, just paragraph after paragraph of crucial information on Orochi and the festival that's coming up, items that are going to be transported there, all of this awesome information, and everyone's like, you're so competent, Robin, like, you're amazing. And then Brook actually interjects and says, hey, Robin, by the way, there was a poneglyph there. And we find out that it wasn't the Ryu poneglyph. It wasn't one of those red ones that's going to help them get to Raftel in the end here, but it is a different poneglyph. And this poneglyph that they found here is extremely important, you guys. This could have the information to the secret rep in Uranus or Pluton and where these locations could be. It's very critical here. A very odd point that is brought up here with the poneglyph is that in this room where Brook was able to use his soul ability, go down, check out the room. So there's this room with poneglyphs and Kokishi dolls, you guys. And Kokishi dolls, if you haven't seen them, they're these little Chinese dolls. I'll put them up on the screen here for you guys to see. And they're actually lots of links to Chinese mythology, and when they were used way back in the day is when people were starving or when there was all this famine in a country, these Kokishi dolls were actually made. So kind of confusing to interpret what they're doing here, and they're obviously important because they're in this room with the poneglyphs. Another idea that some people were thinking is maybe since Basil Hawkins is in the crew, he's able to use them in a voodoo type way. I don't personally think this is what they're there for, but I do think this could be linked to Orochi and his suppression and the famine dolls and some kind of control over the country here. It's going to be really weird to find out what this is, but here's Oda throwing more curveballs of awesomeness at us, you guys. So next it pans over to the village and everyone is super sad. They're talking about how Komurasaki is dead, and it pans over to Sanji and he's crying, you guys. And then we see that Sanji has actually met up with Frankie, Usopp, and La again here. La's talking about the funeral that's coming up. I do think it's really interesting that those three, aside from Sanji, didn't make it to Abyssal Town where they planned to be, and I thought they were going to meet up with Zoro and there was going to be some more encounters here before Sanji met up with them. But it looks like Sanji met up with them first. They still haven't met with Zoro here. And then Usopp is talking about this new smail that's used in the land of Wano, and it's kind of like the Den Mushies, but it's a little bit different, and it's used here in Wano instead. So then La is reading this paper, and he points out that Eustace Kid did escape from the Udon prison, you guys. And I want to talk about this a little bit here. I think that Killer helped him escape. I think that Killer has been sitting in the outskirts of Wano, and he finally came in to help him escape. Maybe he was tracking down this key. Maybe Apu was actually there as well. That one's a little more questionable here, but I definitely think that Killer helped him escape. Maybe he just didn't have Luffy's key. Maybe they didn't really form that alliance and he didn't want to help him escape. But I think that Kid was not sitting there to train or heal or anything in the Udon prison. I think he was just waiting for Killer to get his hands on those keys to come help him escape. So next we get back to Luffy finally here in the Udon prison. And yes, there's this new gifter, Alpaca Man. He's being an asshole to Luffy. Luffy's pretty much ignoring him. And then it pans over and we have the old grandpa that Luffy's been giving the food tickets to. And he's getting harassed by a bunch of gifters. They're pushing him around. They're saying, where the hell did you get these tickets? He's not telling them here. And the old Gramps here, as he's getting pushed around, grabs the Kibi Dangos that he loves so much and he eats them. And he says, I will not stand for this. And then he lets them know that he is Hirogiro the Flower. So yes, he is this person that Koshiro took over 20 years ago. So he used to have this awesome role. And another really cool part here is he's talking about Luffy. And he says, Luffy is a person who sticks up to his morals, saves the weak, and stands up to idiots and powers. And you guys, that is why we love Luffy. That is why I love One Piece so much, is because of this character that Luffy is. And Hirogiro the Flower just nailed it on the head. And as Luffy jumps over to save the old Gramps yet again here, you guys, it pans outside of the Udon prison. And we find out that, yes, Queen has arrived to the Udon prison, you guys. Queen the Plague is here. Queen the All-Star is here to mess shit up. So a lot of what I'm about to say is definite speculation, and I'd love to hear from you guys. So there's these thoughts that these Sea Prism Stones are actually acting like in Dragon Ball Z, they're weighted clothes. They're kind of like training belts. They're weighing you down, and then when you take them off, you're going to be extra powerful. Do you guys think that's the case? Everyone's thinking that Queen is now in the Udon prison, and he's about to fight Luffy. Do you guys think that's what's about to happen? Do you think Queen is just going to grab him, mess him up really quick because he's got the Sea Prism Stone cuffs on, and then Big Mom's going to show up and save him? Or do you think that Luffy's going to have this super sustained fight with Queen, and then just as he finishes off Queen, Big Mom's going to show up? Do you then think Luffy is going to have to fight with Queen, or do you think that Big Mom and Luffy are going to train and she's still going to not have her memories? Is her showing up in the Udon prison going to be this thing where this prisoner sparks her memories? Is this prisoner related to the Rocks captain, you guys? All of these questions. Is he the lurking legend? Is he going to spark Big Mom's memories? Is he going to join the fight? Is he going to fight Big Mom? Is Big Mom going to train Luffy? We have no way to jump too deep into this, you guys, but I'd love to hear from you down below. So some extra points from the chapter that I want to bring up really quickly here is that once again, it is established that Big Mom and Kaido were on the same pirate crew. Another point we have here is that Hitetsu is actually very trusted and connected to Kinemon, and Kinemon wanted him to look over Momonosuke. Additionally, people are wondering if Queen is already back at the prison because he's actually bringing Kid back into the prison to lock him up again, and he already captured him. No, I do not think this is the case, you guys. I don't think Queen is such a beast that he already captured Kid. Like I said, I think Kid got let out by Killer and perhaps Apu, so I don't think that Queen just knocked up all three of these guys quick. I think that, yes, King is crazy powerful, as we've seen him knock down Big Mom's ship. Of course, Kaido's a beast, but I don't think that Kaido's calamities and these all-stars necessarily are going to be way more powerful than we saw Big Mom's upper class of people be. So do you guys think that the Kokishi dolls have anything crazy to do with the story, maybe what Orochi's doing? Do you guys think that that Snatch theory holds up a little bit here with the ancestral samurai clan, maybe linking a little bit to Zoro and Koshiro and Kuina and their connections to Wano? How do you guys think it's going to play out with Big Mom coming to Udon right now, Luffy and Queen about to fight, Big Mom coming there, this prisoner that's been locked away? Love to hear from you guys. Please comment down below. Subscribe, hit that little bell next to it, you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day.